Okay, so welcome to the game controller. This is where all the magic will begin. The first thing that we need to do is create a bunch of variables. Now this script will need to be accessed via the raycast script to update the score and things like that. So in order for that to work, let's make a public static version of itself called instance. And you guessed it, we're going to need the void awake function to actually instantiate that. So if instance is null, then I want you to use this game object as the instance. And now we'll be able to access this script and any of the public variables that are inside it. Now, the first thing that we want to do is get the start panel and show and hide it. So let's make a bunch of public variables. The first one will be a public game object. Oh, wrong type of game object. Capital G. There we go. And this will be the start panel. Cool. The next one, we're going to make a public integer. Okay, and this will be the player score. So we can set that to be 0 initially if we want to. Like so. Okay, and then what we want to do is get a hold of that, the text for the score, so that we can write to it on the screen. Now, text will go red in a second because if you remember, we need to include the engine for the text for the UI. So I'm just going to hold Control and resolve that by adding the Unity Engine UI up at the top. And now the text will be acknowledged and it will know what to do with it. Right, the next thing we want to do is make sure we know what round we're in. So let's have a look and add a public integer, which will be the round, and it will start at round 1 originally. So after that, we're going to need the public game object for the round text. Okay, and then what else do we need? We need the round text target text actually. So public text again, and we're going to go after the round text target text. So this will be the text here. We're going to shoot 3 times, and if we miss the duck 3 in a row, then we will lose a life and the dog will slide in and laugh at us. But if we shoot a duck, I want to reset the shot count basically. Oh, 1 second. This should be round text, not round. There we go. So round text, target text. There we go. Okay. So now what we need to do is find out how many shots we've got. So let's make a public integer and we'll just call that shots per round. Okay. And we'll set that to be the default of 3 for now. Now, we also need to know how many lives we've got. So let's make a private variable because there's only the game object that will need to know how many lives we've got. So we might as well make it an integer, as it will be a whole number, a round number, and we'll set it by default to be 2. So I also want to show how many shots we've got per round. So let's make a public game object, but we're going to make an array, remember, with the square brackets where we can create a list. And this is for the 3 shells game objects that appear on the screen. So it's for these 3 here. And that's why I put them individually stacked in the hierarchy right at the beginning. Okay, so let's handle the showing and hiding of the game objects from the user. So let's have a look what we need to get. We need to get the score and the lives. So let's click on the score. There we go, score text. And if you remember, we nested the hit count inside. So if we hide the score text, it will also hide the child. Now to distinguish from this and this kind of round text, what I'm going to do is call this GUI score text for the graphic user interface text. So score text is what we need to get rid of first. Let's bring up the panel. and make a public game object, which we will call GUI score text. Okay, oh, no space. Okay, the next thing that we want to get rid of is the lives. So let's make another one for the GUI. Keep putting a space in. GUI lives text. There we go. And that will be this area here. Let's get rid of the target button and the one in the center. So let's call it a public game object and call it GUI center target. And then another public game object for the GUI fire button. And let's also hide the dog as well. GUI dog, like so. Okay, is there anything else that we need to get rid of? The round text down at the bottom, I mean, why not? Just in case. Let's get rid of the round text as well. Bring this up. So public game object GUI round text, and get rid of the space. Apologies, I keep doing that. It's force of habit when I'm writing multiple words. The public game object that we need next is the game over panel, like so. Okay. And do we have the start panel already? Yeah, we do. In fact, let's move this down here just to keep everything together. Okay, so we're hiding the start panel and the game over panel, so we can control that ourselves and access that. By default, remember, the start panel is active, so all we'll need to do is deactivate that. We're removing the game over panel unless you're dead, and then that will show. And then all the other GUI interface items will also be hidden. Now, when Vuforia starts, it will automatically hide anything on the image target, excluding the terrain. So let's grab that and remove the terrain as well. We're also going to need to change the lives text and the score count as well. So we've got the score count text. Let's add in the lives count text as well. So we can hide the actual full game object, but we need to access this independently so that we can alter that on the fly as the game runs. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is make sure that we can play some sound clips. So we need an audio source. There we go, and we'll just call it audio. And we need to also cycle through the audio clips. There we go, which will be an array, and we'll just call that clips, which means that the game controller also needs an audio source. So if you just type that in, there we go. And then make sure it doesn't play on awake. Now let's hook these up and just double check that I've not missed anything. So here we go. We need the score count text. So that's this here. So here, oh, that's the hit count. So that needs to come in there. The lives count text is here. So if I go to the lives text and drag in the text item there, I'll just rename this actually to be the lives count text. Okay, just make sure I'm on the right element. Yep, I am. So game controller, and let's drag the lives count text into here. Next, we need the round text, which is this. So that's round text. That goes there. The round text target text. So that's the number of ducks that we need to shoot. So that's the round duck. There we go. We're also going to need this actually here. So I'll just quickly save this and get the round number as an additional game object. Where are we? Round text. Here we go. Let's pop it here. A public text, and it will be the round text number. Save that and jump back. wait for the cog in the corner to update, and it will add an additional. There we go. So there's the round number. So let's grab U here and drag that in there. Just double check that's the right one. Ooh. No, I got the there we go. Yep, that's right. Okay, game controller. What else do we need? We need the GUI score text. So that's this item here. So the score text can go in there. The lives text can go in there. The center target, that's there. So that's a center target. The fire button can go here. The dog, where's the dog? Is that the image? Yep, I need to name that as well to be dog. Go to the game controller and drag the dog in. The round text, that's this entire area here, so you can go there. That's why it's in twice now, because I actually added a button for this, but I set it incorrectly. So I'm going to remove that one. So go to round and remove this one here. That will disappear. There we go. And now the GUI game over panel, well, that's U. The start panel is U. And now the terrain. So into landscape and grab the terrain and pop that in there. Now the shells, if I expand and put a 3 in, we can now minimize the target, drag in shell 1, shell 2, and shell 3. Oh, try again. There we go, shell 3. Save it. And now we need some audio. Okay, so what do we want to play? Let's go here. When the game first runs, I'll just kill the volume slightly because it's hooked up to a subwoofer system over there, and I don't want it to blow your ears out. I need the game to start and play the introduction kind of jingle. So let's find that. No, that's when we die, so we do need that. There we go, it's number 9, so we need number 9 and number 12 as a bare minimum. So let's put those two in for now and drag in number 9. Oh, that's number 10. Number 9 and number 12. There we go. So the first one is the text when it starts. So I'm going to rename that, call it Start Jingle. And I want to get number 12 and call that Game Over Jingle. So now in the game controller, I can see which is which, so I can refer to them easier. I also want the dog to laugh at us, so let's find him. Nope. Try this one. Nope, that's a start jingle. Nope. There he is. So that can be dog laugh. Go to the game controller, add another one, and drag in the dog laugh. There he is. So now we have a start jingle, we have a game over jingle, and we have a dog laugh. That'll be okay for now. We can add more later on. What I want to do is hide everything. So let's start with the score text and hide that. Switch to the lives text and hide that. Go to the 3 shells and the dog and hide them. The round text can be hidden. And the fire button and the center target can also be hidden. There we go. So this will be the default image that the game shows and displays on the phone. So then you would place the image target in the center, and we will then reverse everything and hide the start panel and show everything else. Okay, save the scene, and I'll see you in the next video.